Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for some Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 4, Episode 8, Caves. First and foremost, friends, I'm just coming out from being under the weather, so I apologize if my voice is still off a little bit, but I wanted to thank you all for the wonderful well wishes. Your kindness has not gone unnoticed, and it is very, very appreciated. So, friends, today we're watching this, the penultimate episode of Season 4. We only have this and 2 other episodes left before the long wait to Season 5 in fall of 2024. Unfortunately, we have been told that that will be the last scheduled season for Lower Decks. However, I say that if we hear from on high, the creatives of Lower Decks say they wish to continue, then by all means, we should one and all shout from the rooftops, save Lower Decks, because this is a show that deserves to be told. This is a story that is a diamond, and the only way that we can actually show, we the fans know this, but we need to show Paramount that they have a diamond on their hands. So each and every time that as soon as we get the call from the creative team that they wish to continue, then continue to stream over on Paramount Plus. Watch an episode every day. Hell, watch a season. Let it run. We need to let them know that we have the eyeballs that they want. That if they're looking at dollars and cents, we have the eyeballs that they want for a property that we love. But friends, all that is then and this is now. And if you could do me a favor first, though, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with Lower Decks or any of our sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like anything that we do early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon, it's in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us over here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all the episodes a day early, and any bonus episodes we have, you'll have access to as well. But friends, it's time for us to watch another of what has been my very favorite season of Lower Decks, Season 4, Episode 8, Caves. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And to hashtag save Lower Decks, away we go! Ooh, grotto moss.
Hey, boys, what are you doing here?
What's up, Mariner? Yeah, I've got a research mission to go on.
So do I.
Oh, awesome! I feel like since we got promoted, we never get paired up anymore.
Oh, it's everybody.
This is gonna be great. What's the mish?
Researching moss in a cave.
What? I hate cave.
Away team, get out of there. We're detecting tremors. Hold tight, we're trying to get a signal. Stand by for transport.
Ah, yes. So peaceful.
Stupid cave mission.
Awesome. Good cold open. Jack Quaid getting ready to watch you and some The Boys coming up soon. We have never had an explanation for this thing that is sucking on the nacelle. What is it, everybody? I mean, I'm assuming it's some Easter egg from something I haven't seen, but I thought it would be at some point explained in the show, but with 3 episodes left to be caught up, I'm not sure.
Everyone okay?
Yep.
Ah, Rutherford's got a light.
In a cave with no way to communicate. Wow, what a surprise. Can't wait to find out what's lurking around.
It's like Devil in the Dark.
Just attack us now?
Will you stop it? I'll just call for an evac.
Oh, comms are down.
Ugh.
Whoa, you see that? The moss reacted to your little tantrum.
No natural stairs or hidden passageways from secret societies. Yeah, we're boxed in.
We're boxed in.
Guys, I think the moss is following me.
Oh, it's probably just naturally drawn to your body heat.
Don't think so.
It's carnivorous moss? Are you kidding me? So, okay, you want your I told you so's one at a time or all at once?
All at once.
One of us has to know a way out of this.
Oh yeah, like the time we all got stuck together right after that rage virus outbreak on the ship. The power was fluctuating.
Tendy, I love you, but that wasn't a cave, it was a turbo lift.
I thought we were going to have a flashback.
It started as a regular dilithium survey, but then an ion storm blew in out of nowhere.
Chiron 4.
Oh, man, that was...
Oh, I remember Levy.
You know why they don't make comms that can't be interfered with?
The technology isn't advanced enough to...
Because of what they don't want us to hear.
Didn't Beckett yell at him one time? Not right now, Levy.
There's no reason for Vendorians to be here.
That's what they want you to think. They're shapeshifters.
It'd be so great if Levy was a changeling.
Being controversial is what makes them so good at tricking their prey.
Fine, wait here then.
Yeah, right. That would play right into their tentacles.
I don't know who the Vendorians are, so I'm just going to assume Cthulhu and go with that.
All-terrain treads, partial charge, and ionic shielding? Yes! We can use this to get to the shuttle. It's our ticket out of here. Huh, only one seat, though. One of us will have to stay behind.
Out of the way, Boimler.
What are you doing?
What the hell?
What the f***, Levy? Now we're trapped!
There's a dream vehicle just sitting in the middle of a cavern with only one seat? Yeah, that's a classic Vendorian morality test.
Is he going to be right? Oh, God, if he's right, then he'll never stop.
Do you know who benefits from us being stuck in this cave? Everyone! Because they don't have to deal with you.
I just want to help.
Your cruelty displeases us.
Are these Vendorians?
Oh, Vendorians!
Whoa, no way! I knew it!
Dear God.
Please let us go! I thought you were just a paranoid anxiety made up by people who need an imagined enemy to simulate order on unrelated disasters so life doesn't feel so random and chaotic.
Ha! That is what we wanted you to think.
Oh, into the pit.
Then work together to escape. You have chosen to denigrate and bicker.
Sounds like Carol's voice.
I mean, I do love all the lurking, the brood potting, the flappy arms.
Wow, most people find us preachy and unsettling.
Preachy and unsettling.
Oh, I'm on a couple of subspace forums where like-minded people make up. That we share information.
Suvo, go find Tarmax. He would get a kick out of this. What else have you heard about us?
That sounds like Carol.
Your knowledge is artfully mixed with hyperbole and fiction.
We did not, as you put it, do the Klingon Civil War.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Oh, I'm glad we're pals too, Boimler.
I wouldn't say we're...
Huzzah! Enemies have become friends!
What? No! Not what I said!
A morality gambit worked!
The Vendorians did it, everybody. Oh, shit.
Did you find Gamma Knight?
No, but there's traces of trigammonite. We'd have to find a way to separate it from the rock, though.
Quick, Boimler, take off your pants.
On it.
Wow, you just straight up did that, no questions asked, huh?
We're roommates.
We're roommates.
Mariner, fire at the wall so it reflects through the pants.
Probably could have used my jacket, but...
Voila!
Jesus.
How'd you know how to do that?
Oh, I guess I learned how to solve problems like that when Dr. Tana and I were trapped in that cave with our kid.
What? No, what?
Oh yeah, I had a cave baby with Dr. T. Did I not tell you guys about that?
Oh, yeah, you sure did. No, you didn't tell us.
Back when Billups came down with Porgy and Swamp Rash.
Porky and Swamp Rash? Jesus.
On Bulkus 9.
Bulkus 999.
It has been an honor guiding you. I take great pleasure in gaining your knowledge and sharing mine.
Whatever.
I like the design of that alien.
Maybe we should get out of this cave?
No need to worry. This grotto hasn't been home to the Graflax for generations.
The Graflax?
It's a large creature that eats brains, and many think it was a myth.
Well. And there it is.
That thing was nasty.
Whoa!
Oh, she's super dead.
I will simply procreate my base mind via dermal contact.
What did you do?
Nothing.
What did you do?
I don't feel so good, Doc.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're pregnant.
But we just touched skin.
Well, yeah, these gals procreate by dermal contact. They transfer their consciousness into a protein mass that grows into a baby version of themselves in seconds.
Wow.
Lie down, bite on this.
Oh, dear God.
Okay, there we go. Hold this thing while I close you up.
I mean, you're telling me you had no painkillers but a boot? You had a boot and no painkillers.
See if you can get it to eat. Damn thing doesn't know what's good for it.
Someone was hungry. Slow down. It's okay.
Huh.
I guess Dr. Tiana's motherly instincts didn't kick in there because of her incredibly brash bedside manner.
Let's take turns marking our path and watching the kid.
Whew, I called dibs on first babysitting shift.
Good, because the only thing I hate more than engineers are babies.
Oh, come on, Dr. T. We know she's going to come around. Oh, that's hilarious. God, how long were they down there?
Wow, you're a tough kid. Born in a cave, fighting a monster. I think you're the coolest baby I've ever met.
Looks like you two are finally getting along.
Yeah, I don't usually like babies, but this is more of a co-adventurer.
Yeah.
Co-adventurer.
Dead end!
Translation, nice, Rutherford.
Did you just talk to me?
I adapted this translator based on your growls. Please don't eat us.
I don't want to eat you. I'm protecting my baby.
Hey, this This is our baby. I gave birth to it.
Not that. In there.
Oh no! They've got the fur to their back!
If you let us leave, we'll make sure nobody ever comes back.
I have been observing you. You are good parents. Follow me.
Able to talk about the time we got stuck in the turbo lift.
That is not a cave story.
We need to know that story now. We need that story. That's going to be the great... The turbo lift story is going to be the best one.
Since when do you know how to realign microcircuitry?
Probably from you. I don't know.
The way these stories have been going, I wouldn't be surprised if you got it from one of those creeps in Delta Shift.
Well, I mean, since I got assigned to lead them on an away mission on Glish, but our shuttle was hit with a magnetic anomaly on the way.
Meanwhile, back in...
Look what your crappy piloting did to my leg.
Dear God.
Caravitas, grab a med kit. Amado, get me a status report on those engines.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, they snap to. No pun intended.
Shuttle's salvageable, but power's dunzel unless we can scrounge up some pergium.
Well, it's our lucky day because according to this, there's a pile of pergium right over there.
Oh, look at that. Exactly what we need.
Ugh, I feel terrible. Are you guys seeing this?
She's aging.
We're near a mineral vein which emits chronotons. Anything organic will experience a biotemporal flux depending on how close you get to it.
Oh, that's a crazy cool...
I've always hated you because you're an asshole.
You're an asshole.
I've met the captain, I don't know, 5 times. I've seen Ransom 3 or 4.
Oh, wow.
Because nobody knows we exist.
Damn, it's like we work on 2 different ships.
Yeah, that's why we've always resented you beta shifters.
Oh, we thought you hated us because we broke stuff during the day and you had to fix it at night.
Yeah, that sucks too.
That sucks as well.
He's young as hell.
Really?
Asif, get your ass over here.
Hello, my leg is broken.
It'll heal with a time dilation.
Or it'll heal crooked.
Ow! Oh my God, my leg! Ow! Oh, it's healing wrong!
I didn't think it would heal
Sure,
right.
guess what,
Oh my
boy?
God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh God, my leg fell off!
That's not a good thing.
There's a bunch of pergium over here, and it makes you age down a little. I feel great.
Then why did I have to walk over here?
Hey, you're a hero, Asif.
Yeah, you did great, man. Couldn't have gotten out of this without you.
Wait, hold on!
Your leg.
I'm done being old, so we're just gonna have the doc grow you a new one.
Oh, come on!
That was a crazy cool situation. That's something I'm going to steal for a TTRPG at some point.
Delta shift! Delta shift! Delta shift! Yeah!
Chanted with them?
You chanted?
I can chant with other people.
Guys, don't fight!
I don't know who you are anymore!
Oh, why didn't
We need the turbo lift story.
They were.
you didn't even tell us you were a father?
I did too tell you.
Turbo lift story. Bring us all together.
Oh, wait, team.
Oh, this moth is doing something that moth shouldn't do!
You cannot leave.
The moss.
You cannot leave until I hear the Green One's story.
But,
Hell yeah. He doesn't know what a turbo lift is.
well, it was my first day on the Cerritos. I guess I was worried about being the only Orion on board. We kind of have a reputation.
All we see is a smart, capable, awesome ensign.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm glad you guys are my friends.
Oh man, I love Tendy so much.
I'm sorry I kept cutting that story off earlier, Tens.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to say it doesn't matter if we start hanging out with Steve Levy or Delta Shift or...
You're always family.
I love you guys.
Nah, you...
I have eaten many outsiders in this cave, but I have never made a friend. Can we be friends?
Of course! We came in here to study you!
You did?
It appears that the junior officers have rekindled their friendship.
By not allowing their new responsibilities to destroy what's truly important, they have passed our test.
Should we unblock their communications?
Give him time.
Nay, let them enjoy this
Yeah.
moment for a little longer.
Oh, what a fantastic episode. Oh, I really, really like that. All right, friends, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 8, Caves. And the only thing we have left to do is, you guessed it, talk about it. All right, friends, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 8, Caves. Oh, I'm going to tell you what. Full disclosure, I normally do not like episodes like this because initially I thought, oh God, it's a recap episode. We're gonna go back and we're gonna see shit that we've already seen. Yeah, hey, remember when we did this? Remember when we did that? Well, I mean, obviously, quickly when we realized we had a story we had never seen before in one of the cave stories, that it was gonna be something completely different. Leave it to the creatives at Lower Decks to take a trope like that, like the flashback clip episode, and turn it into something awesome by giving us brand new stories that we were supposed to have known or happened that we didn't know about, just like the other members of the Lower Decks crew. As each person told their story, the other three were like, wait, what? That was us. That was us going, wait, this happened after the rage virus? What's going on? Really, really great stuff. And again, it is just a testament to the writing style of this creative team that they are able to, how do we advance the story? Well, we don't have to advance it. We can say about things that happened in the past. But wait a minute, didn't we already say everything that happened in the past? What if we didn't? And I think that is just absolutely great because, I heard someone say a long time ago, and this was, I was probably in college, and people were talking about Star Trek The Next Generation, which of course I've seen painfully little of. But, again, I always thought of myself as a sci-fi fan. Of course, this experiment with the channel and everything has proven that I'm a fan, but I don't know anything, and so now I'm slowly bringing myself up to speed. But, when I would hear people talking about Star Trek The Next Generation, somebody always made the comment, and this was kind of a general comment for any type of show, but I remember it specifically for TNG when they said, boy, there's never a dull day on the Enterprise. And somebody said, no, the dull days, they don't show. It's that old adage that, the movies are just life with the boring parts cut out. And so that's kind of what I thought, Lower Decks has shown us anything that we would need to see, and all the exciting part and the boring lower decker stuff and like the, daily ensign duties. We're not going to see that. We're only going to see the great stuff. And of course, the creative said, no, you didn't. We've got plenty of shit that we can go back through and tell. And this segues into what I wanted to say. We have a creative team that is not afraid to explore and not, I want to say this, not scared enough to explore the past, just like we saw here. They were able to add very, very interesting details into the backstory that we were supposed to have known. Normally backstory takes place, if you're, especially narrative backstory, takes place before the events in which you join the protagonist or the antagonist or whatever it is, so it's childhood or sometime in the past before we have joined them in their journey or whatever they're doing. And so with that type of idea or theory going in our heads, we joined the Lower Decks crew in season 1, episode 1. That's where we walked on board. But now when the creatives are brave enough, and I'll explain why they're brave enough to say, hey, you know what? Here are a couple stories that took place during that time frame that nobody knew about. When you start doing things like that, there's just an added level of, did we get everything right? An added level of, did we destroy canon at any point during this? Because especially with the one that took place right after the rage virus, they have to make sure that whatever they're talking about or whatever actions take place doesn't affect the timeline that has already been created by their narrative. So they smartly did it right at the end of the episode of episode 1, Lower Decks, and then we took up from there, started drinking, got in the turbo lift and got stuck. But in doing things like that, that is a story that everybody was involved in. Everybody remembers. They sort of forgot it, whenever Tendi was talking about it. But it explores and develops more of the relationships. Like, that told us more about everybody, but it told us more about Tendi. I was really scared, to be the only Orion on the ship. And as she's laying there and we're pulling like up towards the ceiling of the turbo lift, and everybody's kind of in that square, lying on each other's tummies. She said, I'm glad you guys are my friends. And that is, now we know that is how Tendi felt from day one on the Cerritos. it's not a huge revelation because we've always suspected that, and Tendy's been such an incredibly positive personality that, you can't ever imagine Tendy being, not liking everybody or not thinking of them as her friends. However, when you go back and you see that, Tendy had so much of this apprehension because of her race that she was so worried that, she wouldn't be accepted or she would be stereotyped or she would be, at the very least lonely, which I think for Tendy, especially early season 1 Tendy, have to please everybody Tendy, would have to have been an incredibly big fear. But that little story of the turbo lift showed us that from day one, she found her family. She found in her heart. I mean, she obviously was working with them and kind of like, in their orbit. But from that very first day, she, in her mind, they were her friends. And of course, when they were talking about it, hey, we can do this with Levy and do that with the Delta Shift and all this stuff, but we'll always be friends. And I said it during the reaction, they are well beyond that. They are well beyond friends because they are family in that, are they going to argue at times like Rutherford and Boimler whenever they did their, twain off and stuff like that? absolutely. That's what families do, And their love can't be encapsulated by the word friendship anymore. You know what I mean? It just they're too great a team. They're too great a unit. They're too great a family, a group, whatever you want to call them. And that is why I believe that this episode, more than maybe any other, Caves, season 4, episode 8, Caves, shows us that this team has stories to tell because they're not confined to telling the advancement of the lower deckers. They're not confined to saying, okay, this is when they, go to different ships, or this is when they do this, or this is when they do that. Because, again, we all want to see lower decks go on for a season 6, a season 7. But in our heads, we have to know that, especially with the promotion to lieutenant junior grade, as they are JGs now, eventually they're going to be promoted to the point where someone leaves the Cerritos. They're going to be promoted to the point where 2 of them are gone from the Cerritos. 3, all of them are gone from the Cerritos. Where change, it's amazing that to this point there hasn't been any significant change on the Cerritos, whether it be command structure. There was hints that we were going to lose Carol to advancement to a bigger class of ship, but it never materialized because we had that nonsense that happened with the Packlids and things like that seemed to kind of either derail, or she basically said, I want to stay on the Cerritos, so whatever, a mind was changed somewhere and she stayed. Ransom hasn't been promoted to a captain, all of these things. We've had basically a static moment here on the Cerritos, and those are precious. Those moments, if you think in times in your life whenever you've had the same people around you for an extended period of time, whether it be at a time in school or at a workplace environment, or, just a group of friends that happen to be in the same place for, a year, 2, 3, eventually change happens. Somebody moves away, somebody, has a child, gets married, things like that, moves locations, and things will change. And we know that. We know that this is almost, in my mind, like watching one of those like young adult, like Dawson's Creek from the 90s, or, 90210, or any of those like teenage type of dramas where it's set in a school setting. Well, that, whenever there's a graduation process or something like that, change will happen. They have to go places, they have to split, they have to go their separate ways. I view that very much like the lower decks here. It's almost like Starfleet Academy, at some point you graduate, and then you're not going to all get assigned to the same ship. And I think that is, we know that it's a finite period of time. We know that it's just a window, a glimpse where these 4 are going to be together. And that's where my selfishness kicks in, because I don't want to get 75% of the story of their time together when we're so close to them having to say goodbye. Now, I know this sounds kind of hypocritical, or, counterintuitive to what I'm just, suggesting here, but wouldn't you all want to see that? Just for the emotional punch, just for the moment that that Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid could bring to this, where Beckett and Boimler have to say goodbye, legitimately. Like Boimler's like, I've been promoted to first officer, or I've been promoted to bridge crew of a Galaxy class. And Beckett says, yeah, I'm moving on. I'm going to be, chief this, or, head of this. And Tendi says, oh, I'm running the science division on, Regula 20 or something like that, and, Rutherford becomes chief engineer somewhere, and they have to say goodbye, and they know it. And I want to see those moments acted out. Let them end this show the way that they if you don't think, and this is not me, this is me, to me, if I don't think these creatives have a humdinger of a goodbye scene for these four, they do. They do. They have probably thought about it since season 1. How do we get these guys to say goodbye? Who leaves first? Do they all leave together? What are those moments? What do they say when they're faced with the idea that we are never going to be like this again? We are graduating. We're moving on. These four, this moment in time is over. That is what I want to see. I want to see the natural conclusion to this story. And I think that we're almost there. I swear. I think that season 5, conceivably they could do it in season 5. But if, from what I've heard, the creatives say, no, we've got a few more stories to tell. If they needed a season 6 or even a season 7 to get everything out that they wanted and end with those scenes that the creatives have in store for us, it has to be allowed to happen. Season 4 is their strongest offering, in my opinion. You don't take a show off the air after it gives you its strongest offering, and it shows you the story potential that is there, and it gives you these wonderful moments. Take animation out of it. These are some of the best Star Trek moments we've had. They are some of the best Star Trek dilemmas that we've had. That aging thing, I don't know if that's reflective of like an Easter egg of something else. And if it is, whoever originally came up with that idea is badass. That's a cool ass idea. But, we can go on and on about stuff like that, but the stories are still incredibly strong. The characters are so deep, so rich. But again, what we need to see is the natural, organic moment. And what I need to see when Rutherford says goodbye to Tendi. Come on now. There's tears there just in saying it. Rutherford says goodbye to Tendi. If that setup will make me cry. Boimler says goodbye to Beckett. Come on. We need to see that. We need to see it where it naturally happens. And they hinted at things like this, the power that they can provide. And I'll give one example before we leave. How can this team give us these moments? And how do we know that they have it in their back pocket what this final moment's going to be like? I tell you, I'll give you one shot. That shot where they held on the lower decks hallway at the aft view screen. They held there as the lights came down. They held there and they gave it the weight they needed. And they said, this is the last time they'll look out through this view screen together. This is the last time they'll be lower deckers. The end is coming. It's not here yet, but it's coming. Get ready. And so, my friends, with that ominous prediction, we need to see this save lower decks if they so desire it. But friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with Lower Decks or any of our sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like anything we do early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon's in the description. But friends, all that is then, this is now. Now it's time for us to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Where should we, the Epsilon shift of the Cerritos, no one even knows we exist. Even Delta Shift doesn't know that Epsilon, we exist. Come on now, we experience all these things too, and we've never met the captain or Ransom. But where do we in Epsilon Shift, where do we say goodbye from? Well, we say goodbye from our little caves where we watch all of these wonderful stories and we share them. And we are a community that supports everything, including the stories of other shifts. And we need to see Beta Shift's story reach its conclusion. But friends, until next time, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.